Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of October 30th through November the 5th of 2017. Now, this week we have on the 4th, and I've mentioned this a few times, I know, a full moon in Taurus. Don't know what it is about getting to this full moon, but it definitely is a totally different time frame we're entering here. On the 5th, Mercury will enter Sagittarius. Now, around commitments that you have made, I think there are some new ones that are coming in. Remember that Jupiter is now in Scorpio, so where you may be, I don't want to say affected, but where Jupiter is bringing its, benefits to you, there may be new people in your life, and it's a very positive thing. This allows you to really, I want to say, safeguard yourself against challenges. And that may not make sense to you, but it does to me, because you're still, in a sense, and I think it's more related to the past than anything else, because you've accomplished so much by this point that it's phenomenal. But it's like you really would like to take a break. Okay, stop and breathe. I don't think it's this week, all right? Because I think there's a lot of work to do now. Whatever it is that you have done, this new cycle that you've come into that's going on, you're like, wow, I am busy, 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 and I thought I was going to have free time. Not right this second. Not right this second. You are busy, standing your ground, and I'll tell you what, you are, wow, talk about inspired, in charge, and successful. This week is a very big deal. Now, I want to bring it up because I see it here. I noticed it when I was putting these cards down. Those of you who, have needed to sign documents of some sort, this is probably the week that you'll find yourself doing it. And I want to give a few examples here. Because, the way I'm seeing it is that getting to this point has been stressful for many, okay? But this is actually, signing is going to lift the stress, whether you realize it or not. Let's say that you needed a divorce, Things went south, maybe a little bit painful in the marriage, So have your tissues handy. That's fine. But you're just going to, like at the end of the day, when you get home from signing those papers or making that court appearance or whatever, you can take your shoes off, put your feet up. That's when you finally get to say, that's when you know that things are balancing out in your life. So this is a big week, all right? It's a really big week. And you are the one who is creating it. Had you not started all of this, within the last couple of months since the full moon in Pisces back in September, okay? Think about that. Think about all the things you've done since then. And here you are. I have to put it this way. It's kind of like you're in the zone. There's no other way to put it. Just that whether you're running on adrenaline or whether you sneak off for a few minutes to meditate, whatever it is, you're in a zone this week. It's like there is nothing here that's stopping you. Like, not to say that you have real voices in your head, but you refuse to listen to all of those doubts, or any naysayers. If anybody's trying to say, wow, should you really have done that? Are you sure about that? Hell yeah, you are sure. Let me tell you. And I apologize if anyone out there, you never hear me say that. Okay? But it's like it needed to be said. All right, so there's a lot that's going on here. This involves, I think it involves like that final thing. It's a done deal. We've talked about the getting from here to there. You're getting to there. This is it. This is your week. And I don't think that when you started all this, if you did have doubts, I think you thought, wow, it's going to take longer. It's not going to happen that fast. I'm not so sure. It kind of like juggling your plans around a little bit. You've had to shift things, and that's okay because it brought success. And, it's almost like if the winds change direction, you need to change with them. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So there is a great deal of flexibility here. Interesting. That's a big deal for many of you out there, because that is called learning the art of going with the flow. So the past has its place, and the future is what's coming. And you're going to see between this week's full moon and next month's full moon, you have a big wish coming true. Probably maybe right after the next full moon. Just saying, that's sometime in December, but we will talk about that, okay? But it's a big deal to you. It really truly is. It's part of, see, the balance that's been missing from your life is coming back in, and the fairness is coming back in. There is so much here. It's about relationships and how you choose to interact with others. There's a lot of that's in here, okay? Choices that you've made. So if you've had something that wasn't even on the back burner, it was more like in the corner of the refrigerator getting moldy, that could have been a wonderful relationship, but you let it go, for whatever reason, you're going to go, clean that up, figure that out, see what's going on, and you're going to realize, it's not the same thing. But there is some sort of indulgence here that's taking place, all right? And you have to remember this, that with all of the things that you've been through, and everybody else has been through a great deal as well, okay? People change. So if like when I look at this here, there is the possibility of reconnecting with someone or meeting someone new. But if you met them, 2-3 years ago, 5 years ago, or if you knew them then, they're not the same person now. So there's this whole new getting to know you kind of thing going on. I don't know where all this is coming from, but, these words, they just come out of my mouth some days. But I have to tell you, you can be proud of what you've overcome, because you have, persisted to be positive. And that's a good thing. There were days when it was like, oh, why has it been this way? Blah, 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 but you kept on going. And, it's not just that you're manifesting or that things are getting easier or that happiness is trying to come in. You're reaching viable goals here, and you're manifesting in such ways. It's kind of like, I want to say, like covering all your bases, okay? It's not like saying to yourself, okay, well, I want to do better at work, and then that's your only focus. I think this is more widespread. It's about various areas of your life and how you're going to manifest what you need to make life be easier, to make the security that you want, because you're definitely moving into uncharted territory here. This is something new. It's something different. Like I said, it's kind of like when you start dreaming about all the good that can come, and then you have that, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe bad things are going to happen to me. No, they're not. It's just that after everything, there's that tendency to doubt yourself a little bit. Don't, okay? You've sacrificed enough in recent years, and you're starting to see things, I think, wow, where it pertains to decisions. And not just the decisions themselves, but in life-altering ways, how you choose. So I think you're looking these things over, and that's a good thing. When your life changes this much, you need to ask yourself, okay, somebody, let's say a person comes along, right? Well, I've been down this road before, and I chose this way. Like, this was my criteria for choosing a mate, okay? I think there's a lot of lessons that have been learned here, all right? And this is learning to do things more in moderation. So if you're not already in a relationship, and you're thinking of entering a new one, you're going to do it like the taking it easy kind of thing, a little bit at a time. There's not the necessity to be one of those people that we all crack up when we see, on social media, who has a different partner every month and is always in love. Okay. That's not real life. It doesn't work that way. It takes time to get to know people and to really truly see. Remember the 3-month rule, people. So you're not going to make it through the first month or through 3 months if you just allow yourself to jump in feet first. And I'm not sure why I'm talking about relationships so much here. This is amazing. But, there must be, for some of you, like, that where people are starting to creep in, not sneaking in, but kind of just creeping into your life, and you're taking notice and wondering what to do. And the universe is setting all of this up, as it always does. Wow. Okay. There's that, how do I want to put it? That after everything you've been through, you recognize the fact that it doesn't all go one way and then go the other for everybody at the same time. So there's this being mindful of the needs of others, all right? And still at the same time remembering you, because what you have, as you need to take care of you as well, in other words. And this isn't about being selfish, because when you think about it, if you were to give away everything that you had, what would be left? And then, is there anyone standing behind you to help you? So this is learning that delicate balance of life so that you don't have the hard times again, and that you can assist others who may. And that doesn't necessarily mean finances either. Sometimes it's just kindness that, can help a stranger or a loved one or whatever. So there's change. Change is always, always on the horizon. And, it's something that we don't always deal with it well. But I think at this point, it's different. Okay? I think right now, as, getting to this place and knowing that, there's like, it's almost like about your future, your destiny, what is coming, like what's next. I have made it this far, but you're doing it in a very grounded way where, if any problems that you had before were financial ones, you're going to make sure that you have it figured out, whether it requires a budget so that you can once again save money, have a little nest egg, whatever's going on. But the bottom line is you are taking charge of your life, okay? And I find this amusing because more often than not, the universe says, take your time. Don't rush into anything. And that's wise, okay? Because like I said, I see a great deal of relationship stuff here. And, if it's relationships, you could already be in one, or you could want to enter one. You need to know that the sincerity is there, all right? And that type of thing. So the trapped feeling that you had, that's gone. You won that battle, okay? The situation is over, and we're talking, this goes way back, okay? And it was like taking on excess baggage that just kept on growing and weighing you down. So, you're seeing progress. And while at the same time that I'm saying, take your time with things, there is definitely, boy, see, you have choices to make. Life keeps coming up with choices, and you're trying to figure out what to do about them. Now, the question would be this week, are you in the right frame of mind? I think not. I think this is, there's a message in here somewhere about timing with a particular thing. And this isn't what I would call an old issue. This is like a new thing because it's about choosing. And are you looking at it realistically? Okay? And sure, I'm telling you, you'll figure it out. But it's kind of like, should I stay? Should I go? It's kind of like when you're at the starting line of a race and then you jump the gun. because you're kind of like, you're kind of asking yourself, I made it this far and I accomplished all this. Is this it to say it? Is this when I go forward? Is it now? Like, sit down, have a seat. It's not quite yet. All right? You have to think of it more like pacing yourself, like life is a marathon. That's what I'm saying. It's like whatever you've got going on, and it feels like it has to do with relationships, whether they're loved ones, or loved ones or other types. It's pacing yourself, okay? That seems to be the key to success. All right, so don't go in head over heels with anything. Use your intuition and, ask yourself, be honest with yourself. What is it that you really want? Yeah, here we go. That's just it. You need to figure that out first. And I don't think that, just because you made it so far, let's see how can I explain this? Okay. Let's go back to like the divorce thing. All right. You get the divorce, the papers are signed, blah, blah, blah. Does that mean you're supposed to jump into another relationship just because, your papers are filed? Not necessarily. Okay. The universe is saying, take your time with it, because your happiness is contingent upon that taking your time. And it's okay. Now, I want to say it this way, all right? Because, in my heart of hearts, I have this feeling that things will begin to build in your life around March sometime, okay? Doesn't mean that there couldn't be someone around now. The universe is saying, take your time, so this is, basically the first week of November here. And then we're talking giving things until March. And this is with any situation. I'm just using that as an example to show you where you're headed. Okay. You're definitely headed for more change. See, you've entered into this new life. And it doesn't mean you have to go, dragging another situation into it right away. It's kind of like step outside, breathe in the fresh air, and just look around and say, wow, I did all of this. This is my life. This is what I have. And I am ready for new things, but not 100% ready. And you have to allow yourself that. I think that you will understand this over the course of these coming weeks. Why I'm saying it this way? Because so many people have had in their mind, I'm going to do this, and this, have all these things on your list you want to do. And when I get done with that, I'm going to go do this. But the universe works in its own time frame, and things come when they're supposed to come. But you're going to see that from this week, probably up until about the solstice next June, you're watching this next segment play out, where you're really going to know by June what is the right thing to do, and you're going to be doing it. So I want to thank you all very much for listening, and I'll see you here again real soon. Take care.